I graduated with my PhD from the University of Washington, and the idea was I was going to join GW. This was before SMPA existed. It was then called the National Center for Communication Study before it was SMPA. I joined in 1991, and so the first year of the program was under my directorship. I took control of the program, and that often involved hiring a lot of adjuncts because there were only two professors then involved, Mannheim and myself. One of the adjuncts, for instance, that I hired as the director of the political communication program was a young Hill staffer and somebody who did political consulting as well. His name is Peter Loge. The initial student enrollment was only about 12, 13, 14 students, maybe 15. So it's growing from there. There are occasions when I walk in past the televisions in the lobby where I'll see 3 CNN anchors, and they're all former students of mine somewhere in the world, and there's a former student of mine. Probably the most unusual or noteworthy example of that was I was on a forward operating base in, I can't remember if it was Iraq or Afghanistan, but some war zone someplace, and I walk around the corner. I find out the deputy commander of, as a Foreign Service officer, the deputy commander of this post in Iraq was a former student of mine. One of the concerns that students should have about aging faculty members is that they can sometimes fall into the habit of turning their life into the content of the course. I try to avoid that. What I do instead is make sure that it's my courses and my lectures are driven by theoretical concerns, and then if I have a personal experience or some connection or some insight that's born of my personal experience, I'll bring that in. It was as a professor that I was in Iraq 3 times, Afghanistan twice, but I've been in war zones all over, and that was a result of a theoretical scholarly interest I had in the relationship between what media organizations are paying attention to and policy, in policies having to do, national policy having to do with war, humanitarian response, that sort of thing. The very essence of scholarship is to present an idea and then see if it holds up. Again, almost everything about politics is a struggle over its definition. How do we understand it? How does the public understand it? How does government itself understand the problem? And so communication, we used to insist on, it's political communication, not plural, is at the heart of politics.